So anyway, Matthew 6:25 through 30 says, that is why I tell you not to worry about everyday life, whether you have enough food and drink or enough clothes to wear. Isn't life more than food and your body more than clothing? Look at the birds. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, but your heavenly Father feeds them, and aren't you far more valuable to him than they are? Can all your worries add a single moment to your life? And why worry about your clothing? Look at the lilies of the field and how they grow. They don't work or make clothing, yet Solomon in all his glory was not dressed as beautifully as they are. And if God cares so wonderfully for wildflowers that are here today and thrown into the fire tomorrow, he will certainly care for you. Why do you have so little faith? And today, I'm just I'm grateful for every single thing God has ever given me, from beginning straight to the end. You know, my prayers always start out with gratitude, and end with gratitude. That's one of the things that when I pray, I am just so thankful for everything, my wife, my children, the opportunities God has given me, on top of the opportunities to help people and, to make an impact and to do so many positive things. I'm just grateful that God wakes me up every day and just pushes me towards that. In this particular verse, it's a very popular verse, and it's one of those reminders and one of those things that you have to sort of engrave into your soul and in your spirit as a Christian. Because the thing is, we just like everybody else. We I don't know why persons make this assumption sometimes that, like, Christians are always supposed to be like these happy-go-lucky people, and maybe we are supposed to be, but then there's a human component to us as well too that a lot of people overlook sometimes. Sometimes we get depressed, sometimes we go through things, sometimes God puts us through trials and tribulations, and sometimes we need to remind ourselves, exactly what our purpose is, but more importantly, who it is who placed us to be purposeful creatures here. And this particular verse is one of those verses that sort of does that. You know, he tells us this is something that I hold dear to me in this particular verse. There's so many gems in this, when you break it down line for line. But there's one particular line here that always stood out to me, and it's something that I live by, right? And in verse 27, he says, can